We're going to go ahead and get started, so I want to thank you all for coming out to celebrate Mr. Calvin Stevens receiving the Wright Brothers Master Pilot Award. Today we have Mr. Jim Chaney from the FAA to present the award, so without further ado, I'm going to turn the floor over to Mr. Jim.
Oh yeah, thank you. I always have to do this. Yes, my name is Jim Chaney, and yes, I'm with the FAA, so I'll give you all 10 minutes to run out and lock your hangars. I like doing that because the FAA is in the house and everybody runs. So we're not going to run today. We're going to have a good time. Let me see if I can get this thing working. The Wright Brothers Master Pilot Award is one of the most prestigious awards that the FAA gives out. The other one is the Master Mechanic Award, the Charles Taylor. But we're here today to present the Wright Brothers Master Pilot Award to some guy. I don't really know who he is yet, but anyway, Calvin Stevens, as everybody knows. He thinks this is going to go smooth. This is not going to go smooth. He just doesn't know what I have. Okay. But in order to get this award, you have to, of course, hold an FAA pilot certificate. Okay. Have to have had 50 years of flight time, and we will count military flight time. So if some of the pilots were back running helicopters, tell them I'll call them back, okay? Flying helicopters in Vietnam, we can get those guys involved also, and along with their civilian flight time, we can get their awards to them also. Okay, 50 years or more civil or military piloting, has to be a U.S. citizen, have not had any airman certificate revoked. I've checked and checked and checked, and Calvin's are good. So, and here's the hard part that I had really to find good with is he has to be of good moral character. Hold it, as defined by the immigration department. I don't know where they get that at, but we're going to go past that. So we're going to talk a little bit about what Calvin has done in his aviation endeavors. He began his flight training at Embry-Riddle. And if I'm wrong on some of this, you can step in. Okay?
You're doing great.
Oh, okay, great. Okay. He soloed August 20th, 1971. Joined the United States Navy in March of 75. Attended the Navy Air Traffic Control School. What does that have to do with flying airplanes? But boy, it sure does get them from here to there safely. Thank you for that job, I tell you. He attended the Navy Air Traffic Control School in 1975, stationed at NAS Miramar, San Diego, California from 76 to 80. Earned his private pilot certificate while he was in the Navy in 1978. Received his instrument rating in 79. He's pretty busy here. Commercial single and multi-engine land he received in 79. Certificated flight instructor in 1980. Please don't call that a certified flight instructor. There's no such thing. Unless you're teaching in the Robinson helicopter. Then you have to be certified. After the Navy, he headed to Dublin, Georgia. Outstanding. To work for Fred Howson. Where's Fred? There he is. Welcome, Fred. Thanks for showing up, man. Fred also received the Wright Brothers Master Pilot Award, but Fred was afraid for me to come here and do it for him. I've known Fred only since about 2007, when I was in Peachtree City. Basic, Advanced, and Instrument Ground Instructor Certificate, Calvin got in 1981. Then he went to Air Traffic Control Specialist as an Air Traffic Control Specialist in Fort Myers, Florida, as a tower controller at Page Field and Regional Southwest Tower in Fort Myers Approach Control from 1982 to 1983. Then on to ATC Tower at Hartsfield-Jackson in 1984. Atlanta Traffic Control, also known as TRACON, was in 1984 to 2008. Continued flying, though, as he was telling everybody which way they could go and couldn't go. 1988 added his instrument to his flight instructor certificate. Added multi-engine to his flight instructor certificate in 88 also. He was a controller and a pilot, and that makes him very special when he's in the tower. You know, now he's there, he can help pilots who are having problems. And we always like to see that as pilots. And I'm a pilot, and I always, if I was getting in trouble, who was the first one I'd call? Wasn't the Ghostbusters, it was the Tower Busters. He became an ATC OJT trainer, on-the-job trainer. Pilot Assist Award he received when assisting a pilot that had a pitot tube issue. That's very important to have. That tells you how much speed you're going on in the airplane. While employed as a controller, continued to fly Angel flights. He flew the Piper Seneca. He became the board of directors for the Angel flights. Volunteer pilot for the Christian Air Ministries. And he was a captain in a Piper Navajo. He retired from Hartsfield-Jackson in 2008, where then he received his King Air BE-100 initial training. That's a beautiful airplane to fly. Okay, outstanding. Operated his own 135 operations in the latter part of 2009. Managed many local King Air airplanes. Completed his King Air training for the BE-200 in 2013. In 2015, he completed the differences training for the BE-90. It has been told and it has been seen that Calvin Stevens cares more about what he can do for aviation than what aviation can do for him. He always goes out of his way, and to him it's not out of his way to help somebody else out. He's a true mentor and a leader to many within aviation. The airman certificates that he holds at this time are the airline transport pilot with the ratings of the BE-300 and the CE-500. He also has a control tower operator certificate. He's a flight instructor certificate for the airplane single and multi-engine land. Ratings he has is an instrument also, which means he can teach just about anything that has wings on it. And not too many jets. He's a ground instructor also, advanced and instrument. Are you a Gold SEAL instructor?
No, sir.
Why not?
Just never pursued it.
Okay, you don't get these. So,
I was busy.
with that, too busy. Well, with that said, each awardee will get the certificate. They'll get the beautiful plaque. They'll get a copy of his records. A copy of his records. A copy of his records. What I found in here was no dust whatsoever. But this goes back to when he had his student pilot certificate. So there's a lot of memories that he's going to reflect on by looking at all these records. And it is certified by the FAA with the blue ribbon. He will also get a pair of lapel pins. I will pin one of them on him, and the other one he will pin on his wife. Because let me tell you, pilot's spouse are always a big part of that pilot making it to where he or she is today. most of the time, if you don't have the support of your spouse, you're not gonna make it to the end. But that's why we always include the spouses in the award, because they're very important. If I could give them an award, I would. So all I can do is give him the pin and he can pin it on her. Okay, so it's all yours now. Let's clap. And come on up here. Come on. Right over here, Calvin. We're going to go ahead and start off with the plaque. Here you go. Shake your hand. Okay, let's turn around here. Good. Okay. We'll lay that down. And then we have your certificate also. There you go. And your dust list records.
Compared to what look in it.
You'll have fun looking through that. And then let me pin you here, my friend. How much starch you got in this shirt? All right, that's great. And if we could get your wife up here. Here you go. I'm gonna step out of your way, okay?
Allen's Heating and Cooling is your licensed Amana equipment dealer. Trust Allen's Heating and Cooling to install and service your heating and air conditioning unit. Allen services all brands, and with the purchase of a new unit, Amana offers a lifetime compressor warranty. Sean Clark or any of his friendly staff can help you today at Allen's Heating and Cooling. Your Amana dealer. Amana, last and last and last.
Jason services cars well at Dublin Chevrolet.
Eli sells cars well at Dublin Chevrolet.
Rob Houston sells cars well at Dublin Chevrolet.
Dylan sells cars well at Dublin Chevrolet.
We do cars well every day at Dublin Chevrolet.
Calvin, the floor is yours.
I don't have no speech, don't have no jokes, it's just me. I thank you all for coming. I appreciate the honor and what Chase has done and what Mr. Cheney has done for me and everything. And I look forward to flying with any of you that have the time, anytime we can. It's been a great career. I've enjoyed it, every minute of it, everything. I tried to tell Chase that I didn't feel as honored about it as some people, because I don't have the many hours, or I'll just have the time. But I have flown with some great men, and some of you people in this room here have got more time and experience than I do. But it's been a great experience to fly with all of you and work for some of you, and look forward to doing it again soon. Thank you.
I didn't plan to say anything, but I do think it's very appropriate. I'm Michael Mathick. For those of you who don't know me, I'm chairman of the Lawrence County Airport Authority. I am blessed to have been around a lot of wonderful pilots, and a lot of these guys are standing in this room tonight, and Kyle Stevens is one of those people. He's flown me personally, he's flown my family. I got into aviation in 2008 or 9, and I met Calvin right around there, and I can't say anything but wonderful things about the man. He's exactly what you think he is. This award is very deserving. So on behalf of the Lawrence County Airport Authority, thank you for everything you've done for this community and this airport.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And we also want to thank Calvin for forcing this award on him. If it weren't for him, humble people like Calvin would never get this award.
Thank you, Chase.
That's all I have.
Before I close out the ceremony, I think Mr. Berry has something he wants to say.
Hello folks, my name is Barry Sprayberry. I met Calvin back in 1989. I had dismissed my first flight instructor. I had like 7.5 hours. I went to the old Henry County Airport and I told the lady, I want the best flight instructor on the south side. She didn't hesitate. She immediately said, you want Calvin Stevens. She wrote down his name and number and gave it to me. Calvin got me my private. He worked with me on my instrument. And then as soon as we started my instrument training, me and my wife found out she was pregnant with our daughter. I told Calvin, hey, I've got other places to spend that money now. He said, no problem. When you're ready to start, we'll pick right up where you left off. Well, he had purchased a little Cessna 172. When I went on that sabbatical, he handed me a set of keys to the airplane and said, here, go fly it whenever you have a chance to stay sharp. And that, and literally hundreds of hours of flight time, this man has given me. He'd be flying a King Air or his Navajo. Hey, you want to ride along? And 9 times out of 10, those ride-alongs turned into instruction for me. He wouldn't accept a dime for it. Today, I'm a captain for Endeavor Air. Not possible whatsoever without this man right here. That's the kind of guy he is. He mentored me. He's doing the same for Chase. He just has a wealth of aviation that he wants to share with whoever wants to learn. And he, like I told Kathy, Calvin doesn't just help people. He changes their lives. He did mine. I achieved a dream I've had since I was a little kid that tall. And he is so deserving of this award. When Chase called me and told me about it, I was as excited as could be. He's a great friend. I love him, and he is just so deserving. Back over to Chase now.
All right, I don't know how to follow that one, but I just want to thank you all for coming. I want to thank Mr. Cheney for coming out from the FAA to present this award. I also want to thank Brian Rogers for allowing us to use the FBO this evening. Finally, I would like to thank Mr. Calvin. You know, this award is for 50 plus years of safe aviation operation, but as Barry said, this award is for so much more. It's for the mentorship and the training that you gave, and that wasn't what you were expected to do for 50 years. You really poured into our lives, and we appreciate it. That's for me personally, and also from a lot of people in this room. So just thank you for that.